And if it's Wednesday, we've got election results and another potential sign of momentum for Democrats. In Miami's mayoral runoff, Democrat Aileen Higgins defeated Republican Emilio Gonzalez by nearly 20 points. And it's the first time in nearly 30 years the city has elected a Democrat. Higgins ran a campaign focused on exactly what you heard the president talking about, affordability and criticism of President Trump, who endorsed Gonzalez. Joining me now for more on that and what Higgins' victory might mean for the midterms, NBC's Steve Kornacki. Steve, thanks so much for being here. So this comes on the heels of a successful election season for Democrats. How much should folks be reading into what happened in Miami?
Yeah, normally we talk about mayoral elections, not necessarily, being a bit separate from national partisan politics. I will say this race in Miami, and we're talking here about, remember, this is the city of Miami, about 500,000 people. There's also Miami-Dade County that we talk about a lot. That's much larger, takes in more area, more people. But this is the actual city of Miami, about 500,000 people in South Florida. And this one took on more of a partisan cast. This race did. I think it was shaped more by national political attitudes, by the national political atmosphere, and by the national parties themselves than we've typically seen in Miami mayoral elections in the past and in mayoral elections across the country in general. So, yes, you have the Democratic candidate winning here in Miami by nearly 20 points, a 19-point margin. One of the reasons I think folks nationally then wanted to look at this when this race became a bit nationalized was the demographics of Miami. You're talking about a city that's nearly three-quarters Hispanic, a lot of Cuban Americans, but folks also with backgrounds from Central, South America, a lot of different countries of origin as well. This was kind of the epicenter of Donald Trump's big gains, big inroads with Hispanic voters starting in the 2020 election. So put in perspective what you have in this mayoral election, a 19-point Democratic margin here. More recently, that's a big change from last year. This was the city, again, not the county, but the city of Miami last year voted for Kamala Harris by a point. So that's an 18-point shift toward the Democrats from last year's presidential election. We saw as well Ron DeSantis when he got reelected governor in 2022. Again, it was pretty much dead even in the city of Miami. Now, again, big Democratic win. So put that 19-point margin. That's more in line with 2020. Joe Biden won Miami by 19. That's what we saw last night. And again, Miami had been much more Democratic still in 2018 and in 2016. Trump had made gains in 2020. He made further gains in 24. So that result last night kind of seems to turn the clock back politically about 5 years in Miami. That 19 points in the mayoral election and 19 points in the 2020 presidential election. The risk for Republicans, obviously, they don't want to slip further than that. And then there's also the tea leaves for next year's midterms. Again, these are special House elections. These are all the special House elections we've had this year on the screen here. And again, this was how the 2024 election went in those districts. This is how the special elections went. The seats that Republicans won, they won by a lot smaller margin than Trump did. The seats that Democrats won, they won by a lot bigger margin than Kamala Harris did. So you saw that in the House special elections and in this sort of nationalized mayoral election in Miami. Again, that was an 18-point shift away from the Republicans toward the Democrats. Totally, Kristen, in line with that.
All right, lots of tea leaves to read. Steve Kornacki, thank you so much.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.